Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We are live. I'm just gonna go make sure I can see everything on the forum. I'm gonna pull up the YouTube channel also for everyone watching online. I will do my best to monitor questions. Make sure this is muted. Here we go. If you're watching online, say hi. We'd love to see it. Let me jump on YouTube really fast. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we're live, we're recording. If you have questions later, you can refer back to this. If you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe to it so you get a little notification when these classes come up. It's not overly obnoxious, it's not going to email you or anything, just subscribe to it so you have an idea of the classes when they come up. This class series, we had it every quarter last, I think we stopped that this spring. I think we're going to do it on 6-month rotations now. It is through the end of December. And it's basically marketing fundamentals, small business fundamentals, and then how we apply it into real estate and how we're applying it based on what products Silver Creek has available for you. Mostly free. I'm trying to cover everything free under the sun first, and then we'll move forward from there. I have definitely changed up this first class quite a bit. I think, obviously, I think for the better. We're going to cover more of a conceptual, overarching understanding of how marketing in small business works first. And then we're going to go through and pick some of the practical applications that you can use moving forward, and they align with some of the classes that we have moving forward. So I like to call it the marketing catalog here at Silver Creek, what we offer, what we recommend, who we partner with. And then, I mean, there's a million options out there, right? So kind of how we suggest you apply those things to your business. When it comes to marketing, I think, especially at Silver Creek and especially with real estate, there are no two marketing plans that are going to be alike. I think that's so important because we know that the real estate industry is saturated at this point right now. So if I was to give you a step-by-step 1 through 10, how to market yourself as a realtor, and I told every single agent here to do that, you would be all standing on the same line, running the same race, and we're not, that's not how this industry works, right? Everybody's going to have different things that they're good at, different forms of communication, different, creative outlets that they get excited about in the way that they communicate to their audience. And I really think that, you're going to do what you're passionate about, so finding those things that work for you as a person, keeping your eyes on your own paper and getting excited about your own business is the way that we perform best, especially in marketing. All right, I am going to start it out with a little SWOT analysis. Maybe, do I have the right clicker? No? Are we on? Hello? Alright. This is digital marketing. Social media 101. What the heck? Alright, I'm gonna do this. SWOT analysis. We're gonna start with our strengths. So, you saw the slide. I'm gonna figure out how to do this, but our strengths, we'll start with our strengths first. What are some of your strengths in marketing and communications? And I want you to write a few things down. So specific strengths we're kind of looking for, some prompts for that. What do you do well in your business? What unique resources can you draw on that you're already using? And then what do others see as your strengths? Those are three questions for you while I figure out what's going on over here. Does anyone want to share any of their strengths? That's okay, you don't have to. Okay, we're going to move through these ones kind of quickly. The next one is obviously weaknesses. What can we improve on? Where do you think in your business you have fewer resources than other people may have? And that could be skills or resources. And then what are others likely to see as a weakness in your business? These are the harder answers to come up with. They're the ones that we don't really like to write down. Moving forward from there, next is opportunities. Hopefully this class is showing the world of opportunities of marketing, especially here, kind of honing it in for you. What current trends do you have any interest in taking advantage of? Are there new things popping up that you want to look into? And how can you turn some of your strengths into opportunities? And it's not written on here, but one of my favorite questions is how can you turn some of your weaknesses into opportunities? Can harm you or your business as of right now? What are your competitors doing? And what threats might require attention in relation to your weaknesses? I hear people say all the time, I'm not technically savvy, or I'm not really a digital type of a person. I definitely see that statement as a threat in general, right? Everyone out there in digital land, thanks for saying hi. And if you want to add any of your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in the comments there, we love those conversations. We all have really similar, things that we're up against. Everything's a little bit different, but everything's a little bit similar as well. So talking about these things is really, really helpful in these classes. Does anyone here want to share any of their weaknesses or threats or areas of opportunity or, potential growth opportunities?
I put for one of my weaknesses just inexperience, because I'm still pretty new, but for the opportunity I joined a team
to
help with that.
Perfect. Yeah, that's amazing. Good. Awesome. Okay, we're going to move forward. Digital marketing in general. So this is an overview. I want to kind of conceptualize this as where we are right now in the world of digital marketing. We have endless opportunities, endless products, endless salespeople out there calling us to tell us to use their lead generation programs, right? It's never ending. I get phone calls every day of new things popping on, or questions about a new digital platform. Should we be using this? What should we be using? We're a kid in a candy store as far as opportunities go. Some of them are free, some of them are really expensive, some of them take a lot of time, some of them take a lot of energy to learn. That's kind of what we see ourselves here for, is to kind of filter through that and pick some of the best products for you to be able to communicate to your target audience. Marketing in general, as an overstatement, is just communicating to the masses, right? If you're to pick up a megaphone and say, I have a home, come buy it, or I'm listing a home, come buy it, that's marketing, right? That's not ideal marketing, but that's how it works. Ideally, we choose a target audience so that we're speaking to specific people. We come up with a specific message so that we can have a clear and concise path for those people to follow to you. And we have it set up for them so it's really easy to find you, select you, and work with you through the process. I'm a big fan of organic funneling to your website, and then also practical application of how to communicate that all those resources are there for your clients, right? So right now, I'm just going to be laying out all of the puzzle pieces. We're going to start flipping them over a little bit. It's going to be really confusing. It's always overwhelming when you kind of lay everything out. But as these classes go through, we'll kind of pick and choose, figure out where we're at, and put the whole puzzle together in our own way for ourselves. So we'll start with websites. That's one thing that's at the top of your funnel, right? At the end of the day, everybody has to have a website. Understanding your website is so important. There's so many options for websites out there, right? Silver Creek has come up with 2 really good options for you that are specific for real estate. KV Core is the paid option, and Boomtown is the free option. They're set up as a client relations management system. Everybody here should have their Boomtown set up, and I'll show you why in a bit. If you don't have a Boomtown, that is your #1 priority after this class, is to go claim your Boomtown, log in, and make sure everything's ready to roll, because for the sole purpose of search engine optimization, and I can go into those details later. So assignment #1 is make sure your Boomtown's claimed. The next one, KV Core, it's a paid version of a similar platform. It's just way more robust. It's $60 a month, and it has all of some of these things that we're talking about built into the back end, so that this whole puzzle is under one roof, and you can see it in one dashboard. I'm a big fan of KV Core. It does take a lot of time to learn it in the beginning. It works well with your phone, great communications, awesome lead generation, beautiful website, customizable, big advocate of KV Core, but if you want the free route, Boomtown. There are other website platforms, WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, and then it's endless from there. Those are highly customizable web pages. They can be anywhere from $200 a month to $1,200, or $200 a year to $1,200 a year to pay for the back end of those things, depending on the bells and whistles that you decide to add. But that's like baking from scratch versus baking out of the box that was created for you, right? KV Core and Boomtown are your first stop. If you need something extra crazy done, we'll usually point you towards WordPress or Squarespace, and then we move forward from there. It's kind of understanding the general platform of the website. Your website needs to be the top of your funnel, so they need to be able to communicate with you immediately right off of the website, whether it's just the phone number at the top so you can close the deal. It's the top of the funnel. They should be able to search for real estate on your page. That's how KV Core and Boomtown work their lead generation. When they start searching for real estate, that funnels back to you, right? Those are 2 things that we probably need on our real estate websites. WordPress, Squarespace, and Wix don't have those built in, but you can if you would like. The digital funnel. As I was talking, digital funnel is taking all of the other resources and helping people find your website. That's basically it. You're getting people to the end goal, the top of the funnel, through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of your squeeze pages, whatever form of communication you're choosing, it needs to connect to your website. If you get nothing else out of the marketing classes, it's that if I can't find your website on your Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever else you're promoting yourself on, then your funnel is broken, it's useless. We have a problem, right? It's the simplest little thing to encourage people to get to their website. So all of this, it's like a very broad overview of kind of how we call it, what we call it, a organic funnel, comes back to align with the consumer journey. And this is where things get a little bit complicated, but I think it's really important to keep this concept in mind. When we are communicating to an audience, our audience is also going through a series of, a journey of purchasing. It's a purchasing journey, right? This is what they would teach in a marketing 101 class for any business, small business marketing, and well, large business marketing as well. Consumer journey starts with exploration. Exploration is a period of engagement and education. That's when you're on Pinterest trying to figure out, what color shoes you want to buy. Or exploration is when you're, listening to news ads to figure out, who's going to give you the best rates on buying a car. Consideration is when you're researching and evaluating. You have heard of 3 really good dealerships that have good promotions going on right now. You're going to start looking into it and seeing if they're selling the car that you want. You're evaluating to see if they align with your needs, right? Once you've decided probably on the car you want to buy or the dealer you want to go to, you're going to justify why, and then you're going to move forward and you're going to purchase. Those are the 3 steps that we as realtors focus on the most, right? The biggest part of the biggest mistake that everybody makes in all of their marketing is forgetting about the advocate. The people who are reviewing, retaining, and advocating with their clients are going to get the farthest. That's your follow-up. So do not forget that step. It's the most important step. It's the strongest form of marketing is word of mouth, right? This is kind of what it looks like on a general business model. You have the viewer or the visitor at your website, your fan or your follower, your website visitor, your content reader, your lead generator, your prospect or your customer, your repeat customer, and your brand advocator. That's what your audience looks like through that consumer journey, okay? There's different ways of communicating to different people in different areas of their journey. Marketing is communication, right? So this is obviously not a Silver Creek piece, but it describes it really well. By the end of this, I want to be able to sit with you and fill out this to look like this for you and your personal marketing plan to align with your consumer, your ideal target market consumer journey. There are so many forms of communication we have on this. We have Instagram, YouTube, Twitter across the top, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Mailchimp, Infusion, and Marketo are 2 things that we do not use. And they all communicate in different areas of where people are in their journey, right? So these are all of our puzzle pieces. We're going to piece them together, and by the end of this, we'll put our messaging and our platforms together, and then we'll come up with an actual plan starting 2022. That is where we're at. We at Silver Creek have put together kind of a layout of the tech stack, what we call it, of all of the programs that we use here at Silver Creek. Some of them are exclusive with the brokerage, and some of them are obviously not. The farther down you go on the tech stack, the less exclusive they are. Everybody has access to all of the recommended at the bottom. We have Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Canva as a content creator, Mailchimp for email. These are all free. Google, obviously we definitely need to be able to register on Google. Some of these exclusives are exclusive partnerships. We have Boomtown, KB Core, Ergo. We'll talk about Ergo a little bit. Our brand development department, Silver Creek Photos and Tours, Silver Creek Social, Bear Printing, CE Shop, and then you can move up from there. It gets closer and closer to Silver Creek. This is going to be kind of your key. As you're moving through these marketing courses, look at the things that you don't know, maybe highlight some of the things that you have no idea even existed here, and we can find it all in the toolbox. We'll go check them out later. I've highlighted a couple that I want to talk about for your information. Some of the more important ones here. So I've kind of aligned these in a form of content creation, communication, and search engine optimization. I've kind of aligned these in a way that the funnel works, right? The way our funnel is going to work at the end of the day. At the very top, we have silvercreekrealty.net. That's going to be your key to search engine optimization. Have we heard that term before? Everybody's heard it. Does anyone know kind of what it means?
If someone's on Google and they're looking for maybe a home or a real estate agent, we want to pop up #1 as our website.
Right.
Or try to be towards the top.
Yep. So everything down here is kind of designed to feed the Google gods, right? silvercreekrealty.net is a powerful platform because we have an agent network that is so vast in Idaho. Having your name just on the website and links back and forth from your banner page to your website is so strong for your search engine optimization. So number 2 to search engine optimization to Boomtown is silvercreekrealty.net. I don't even know if I'd say it's number 2. These two are your key. The fastest, easiest way to up your SEO right now is to go make sure your Boomtown is registered, because it's under the URL silvercreekrealty.com. In the same way, that will populate you to the top when they search your name, right? Because of page authority is what they call it. So Boomtown, silvercreekrealty.net banner page. It's when you sign up. Everybody knows where their banner page is, right? The back end of the toolbox, you can go fill that out. 2 things that'll help you there on that banner page is doing links out and links back in. Cross-referencing pages of high authority is really good for your search engine optimization, meaning on your silvercreekrealty.net banner page, if you have a website that's lizcomer.com, you need to have that hyperlinked on the silvercreekrealty.net website, so it kind of gives it kudos, right? Thumbs up, moves you up. It's fantastic. KV Core works the same way as Boomtown. If you're paying for KV Core, do the same thing. I get this question a lot. Do I do one or the other, or do I do both? Why would I have both? Is that confusing? I say absolutely have Boomtown no matter what, just because the SEO is so strong. Whether or not you're using it, it's just another thing to populate on that page. If I can have Liz Comer show up 8 times on Google, I'm a happy go. So SEO is why we're doing all this, search engine optimization. Digital marketing is essentially communication. All marketing is communication. So we have multiple forms of communication that we support here at Silver Creek. There's a million out there, right? We need to figure out our strongest form of communication. If you are sitting on Pinterest every single day and you have 8,000 followers on your Pinterest, that's your form of communication. If you're not using anything right now, I would highlight one as a primary and then find another as a secondary. So maybe it's email marketing and your secondary is Facebook, and they can work off of each other. That's fantastic. If you're doing Facebook and Instagram really well, maybe try throwing LinkedIn into the mix, or Pinterest, or whatever else. This is not all that's available to you, but these are free things that we're teaching here in this class that are really helpful for you moving forward. Those communication forms obviously need to promote your website, right? It's for search engine optimization. The content for these forms of communication, like, okay, I have all these ways to get messages out. What the heck am I saying, and how do I say it? As digital marketing continues to evolve, the standards and requirements of how often and how well you need to communicate keep getting higher, right? We have put together, we have plenty of resources here for you to make content creation easy, simple, fun, hopefully all of the good things, right? So that you can make this happen for yourself. So these are kind of the flow of what we're going to be talking about moving forward in our classes in this entire series. Content creation is going to be a lot with Kristen. The communication forms are going to be more, well, I guess she's going to be Facebook and LinkedIn as well. And then some of the practical application concepts, making the plans, talking about how we move through all of this is going to be with me. So it'll be every Monday at 1 o'clock. As we move forward, I'll go through and talk about each of the communication forms and the content forms today. pick and choose what you like, what you don't like. What are we using right now? Does anybody have preferences? What are we using regularly? Or are we doing anything? What are you using?
Instagram, Facebook, all of that is derived, the marketing kind of plans from Canva. They do a great job of having, if you have an idea, you can implement it and then obviously use it for both Instagram and Facebook. We're finding out that our Facebook crowd isn't necessarily our Instagram crowd.
Right.
And so just by putting out one post doesn't mean it's going to hit on both platforms.
Right. Yeah, that's a really, really good point, and something that's been evolving. I think 5 years ago, if you were to ask me if you needed different content for Instagram and Facebook, I'd say yeah, definitely, because it's a really, really similar audience, right? And you don't want to be putting the same thing over and over and over again in front of that audience. I think now the audience is so different, the age gap is so diverse that you can have the exact same message on Facebook as you do on Instagram, even though Facebook now owns Instagram. It's a totally different audience, so you're getting the same message to two different people, right? Which is very nice for us, less content creation, and a broader view. Facebook and Instagram have also made it easier to post between the two of them. Since Facebook bought Instagram, you can do it all on one business site on the back end. It has changed a lot. Facebook has changed a lot in how we post things. If you haven't been up to date with Facebook in a while, I definitely suggest going to the Facebook classes. It is very helpful. Kristen does a great job on the how-to. Does anyone else have any preferred forms of communication? Is anyone doing email marketing? Email marketing is one of the most underutilized and underrated forms of marketing I think that we have. Email marketing is so positive, and I know that it gets a bad rep because our inboxes are constantly flooded with really annoying things, right? When we get that good email though, let's plant this seed. When you get that good marketing email that's kind of funny or interesting, or there's some little nugget of something that you like in it, remember what that is. Remember why you liked it. Remember how they communicated in their headlines. We're going to try to mimic those things for our email marketing in the future. Email marketing is positive because you can send it out to a broad array of people, and you can actually see who's opening it, when they're opening it, what they're clicking on, how often they're opening it. Obviously, if they're responding to you, that's phenomenal. And you can see where traffic is being driven, so you can actually see what part of your messaging is getting through to people. You can do A/B testing, so you can test different types of messages to different groups. And it's one of the least expensive platforms out there to deliver on. So I would also suggest coming to the email marketing class. Okay, if you were a new agent with us, I would say get on the agent forum first and foremost for communication. Use your network. That is your verbal communication via digital marketing. So it is where we go to promote the products that we love, to talk about difficulties in the market, if you need an open house, all the things. It's where we communicate with our agent network. It's the strongest most utilized network that we have here at Silver Creek. So first and foremost, get there. Communication is key, right? Next, I would say Mailchimp. Like I said, I already told you how much I liked email marketing. Mailchimp is free up to 2,000 contacts. If you're using another platform, that's phenomenal. There are a million ways that you can get mass emails out. But Mailchimp is the one that we're using because we can create templates for you under the Silver Creek umbrella that you can then use and shoot out. And we'll talk about that in a bit, or later on down the road. The Silver Creek Tribune is one of those templates. It's a fully customizable monthly newsletter that we put out at the end of the first week of every month. So the beginning of the second week. It's filled with local content. All of that comes from the idahominute.com. We'll talk about that in the content section. Facebook, like I said, come to the Facebook class. If you're not using it, we gotta have a plan. We gotta make sure that it's filled out. It's a great way to communicate. Instagram, I would say, is second to Facebook. We have a social media So LinkedIn is next. Sorry. I would go Facebook, Instagram, and then LinkedIn. LinkedIn is phenomenal because you can actually pull emails off of LinkedIn. Other than that, unless you're on it every single day, it's kind of easy to forget about. It works well because there's not a ton of other people on there. It's also a really accurate target audience because it's people who are interested in business and growing themselves, and buying a home is part of that, right? So as far as matching the target audience, it's definitely there. Personally, I have a hard time keeping it as a top priority. You're marketed at all the time on LinkedIn. The cool thing about it though is that we can pull emails off of it, and I'm actually going to show you that in the email marketing class. We don't have a LinkedIn class this time around. Nobody ever came to my LinkedIn class. But I'll show you how to pull emails off of there. And that's the little golden nugget out of LinkedIn. And then Instagram. Okay, the content creation portion of it. The IdahoMinute.com is a little underutilized by Silver Creek agents at this time. It was being used constantly. About a year ago at this time, people were posting using it. If you go to Idaho Minute, it's all content that's created here in the Silver Creek marketing department. We farm content from some of our agents. You have the opportunity to go post on the Idaho Minute if you'd like. If you have a lifestyle piece or a community elevating piece that you'd like to get out to the masses, it's definitely utilized in our newsletter, in the Silver Creek Tribune. So it's populated really, really well, but nobody uses it for their social media content. And that's why it was designed. So when I first got here, people were asking for content. What do I post? When do I post it? What are the categories of concepts and ideas? And we put together the Idaho Minute specifically for that. So it's 6 posts every month. It is elevating our Idaho communities is basically what we're trying to do with the Idaho Minute. We always post market statistics statewide. We post a philanthropy, local philanthropy. We post a lifestyle piece. A lot of times it's by one of our agents or anyone in the Silver Creek community. Where am I at? We post the Artist of the Month by Capital Contemporary Gallery. It's a local artist, statewide also. We post a recipe video by Joyce Dowdy. And then we have a statewide events calendar of what's going on throughout the month that the Idaho Magazine actually publishes and lets us use. So it's really, really pertinent content for everyone across the entire state. It's awesome for people in state trying to look, maybe they're moving out of Boise or into Boise or into the Twin Falls area or up to Coeur d'Alene to see what's going on statewide. And then it's amazing for people who are moving into the state in general so that they can kind of get an overview of what's going on there. So definitely jump on there. All of that content is for you. I'm gonna say it and I'm not gonna regret saying it, but if you choose to steal any of the content from Silver Creek or from Idaho Minute, all I ask is that you keep the content intact. Don't try to make it look like you wrote the article yourself. Keep all the links intact and all the text as is. But technically, it's created for you. It's part of your $50 a month. So if you have your own blog, you want to steal that content, put it on your blog, post it somewhere else, use it in your newsletter. It's yours. Just as long as you keep it intact. Deal? So Idaho Minute, that's going to be a gold mine if you're at a loss of what to post. Go check there. Next is Ergo. I put Ergo up here because it's so easy to use. There's an Ergo class. I'm not teaching it in the marketing series, but there is one on Toolbox. Ergo is our statistics. It's statistics according to your MLS. It's based on a map. You jump onto this little map view. You can circle an area. You can put in zip codes. And then you can, all of the measurables are flexible. So you can see market stats of up to a week ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago of what's going on in your area, comparing, prices, time on market, purchase price, sale price, all of the things. And it'll print out a summary of everything that you select for you. It's one of the easiest market stat pieces that we've ever had, and it's free for you. So if you haven't been on Ergo, go check it out. It's very, very useful. Silver Creek Brand Development. Silver Creek Brand Development is here for you. DJ is our brand developer. He is a specialist in all things logo design. He is phenomenal at what he does. Logo design and branding in general. So if you need a flyer branded to you specifically, if you have questions on how branding works, if you need signs done, if you need business cards done, all of the things, DJ can help you out. There are fees, fees for each product. We have a little menu of marketing items that DJ can help you work through. Generally, how he works is if you need something designed or created, we'll do a discovery meeting. It's about 30 minutes trying to figure out exactly what you're looking for. He'll put together kind of a template of what he thinks you need based on that conversation. You'll agree on it, move forward, and then he'll get to designing. He's so fast, great at turnaround, a great listener. He's awesome. We love it.
He's worth it. Get it done.
Thank you, everybody.
I did it. I'm glad I did.
He's really good. And he gives you, the positive thing about working with a brand developer or a graphic designer is he can give you a package or a folder that has all of your brand elements in it, so that when you go to a sign designer or you go to, whatever it is that you're getting created, you can just send them the folder. They have everything there and they can create it for you on cue right away. If they're charging you for that, you can go to DJ. You can usually, our prices are definitely less than what other people will charge you for quick design things. Or he can, point you to the right resources, but it's just really good to have all those resources ready to roll. So that everything can be concise and consistent across the board. We do have a whole class on the 15th about brand development, why it's important to have a cohesive brand, and how your visual communications coincide with your verbal communication, how powerful that can be. So if you're interested in any of that, come to that. We can also help you move forward with your brand from there. Canva. Once again, 5 years ago, I would never have promoted Canva. I hated them. I thought that they were putting all graphic designers out of business, and they almost did. But it's so worth it. The way that they built out their platform has made it so easy to create a consistent message across the board visually, and it's well done design. You can create your brand within there. You can post to social media directly from there. It basically is a little graphic design house in hand for you. We have created a lot of templates on on the toolbox in Canva, so that you can take those templates and use them for yourself, customize them however you'd like. Currently, most of everything is branded to Silver Creek, the way we would brand it here. And if you want to use the Silver Creek brand across the board, you're set, you're ready to roll. People recognize it, it's a good brand, it's perfect. If you have your own branding, if you have your own colors, if you have your own typefaces, it's so easy to change in there and then just shoot it right out. Huge Canva advocate. That's definitely a class you should come to. Whether or not you're going to use anything else, Canva is probably something that you could use for digital marketing. And then Silver Creek Social. So I taught these classes every quarter for the first year. And at the end of them, people were asking me if I could just do all this for them, which I really wanted to say yes, because obviously I want to be able to have everybody have their messaging out there. And you guys are realtors, so you need to be focusing on, real estate first. And I understand that some people get too busy to send out their newsletters or post on social media. So Race actually coded it from the back end, created a system that you can pay a monthly subscription fee, and I can do all of the things that I'm telling you to do now for not for free, for the monthly subscription fee, but it's a set it and forget it. So we'll do a blog page for you, we'll do your social media for you, and then we'll send out a newsletter. We actually send out 2 a month based on all of the content that we're talking about here, and it's $135 a month for that platform. So if by the end of these 9 classes you feel overwhelmed and exhausted and don't think that it's worth your time, we can talk about Silver Creek Social and see if that's a better fit for you. Like I said before, it's going to be time spent or money spent, right? You can spend thousands of dollars a month on marketing. You could also spend, half of your day each day on marketing and do just as well. Half of your day feels like a lot, I understand that. If you break it down, we'll work backwards on this. So any small business needs to put in about 10% of their budget or time into marketing. That's just like the general rule of thumb. 10% of the budget goes to marketing. In my mind, I really truly believe that it is time spent or money spent. So if we break it down and our goal at the end of the year is to make $100,000, we're gonna net $100,000. That means we need to spend $10,000 on marketing. That feels like a big shot. $10,000 on marketing, it feels like a lot. That's just under $1,000 a month, right? Is that just under or just over? Just under $1,000 a month. Do any of us spend around $1,000 a month on marketing? But do all of us want to hit the six-figure mark by the end of the year, right? Like that's the goal. Every business has the same model, 10% on marketing, right? Give or take. So if you break it down, you could legitimately spend 45 minutes of every single day in the morning on marketing, and that equals the time spent in place of the money spent. That's $10,000 worth of your time. If you're a $100,000 business, $10,000 of your time is equal to 45 minutes a day. That's it. Sorry, that was so hard for me to say. Does that make sense? So every morning, wake up, 8 a.m., what are we working on marketing today, right? How can we break this up into a simple 45-minute-a-day task? Are we doing social media this morning? Are we sending an email this morning? Are we doing research, audience research? Are we doing prospecting? Notice I don't have a single class on phone calls because everybody hates doing phone calls, but it's an incredible way to spend 45 minutes in the morning is making a couple phone calls. So my goal by the end of this is to help you hash out that budget of time of where our time is best spent. Does that make sense? Fun. Okay. Boomtown, KV Core, Content Corner. This is something that you need to go research. If you have not been into the marketing tab on the Silver Creek Toolbox, just go in there, click around, play around. We're going to experiment. Don't be afraid. You can't break anything. Create the accounts, make it happen, and then go figure out what you like and what you don't. The Idaho Minute blog, like I said, go check that out. Find the content you like, customize it to yourself. Silver Creek Tribune's one we're definitely going to use. Very easy to customize. And then Silver Creek Social is the last straw if you can't do it. Sound good? Do we have questions on any of these platforms right now that I could answer? Questions, concerns, what are we excited about?
Everything.
You excited?
Excited about everything.
Good. Yeah.
Liz, I would also like to add for those listening in or those here in the group too, there's some folks that may not have anything.
Yep.
Like whether it's Facebook or Instagram, but like Liz said, go ahead and make sure to claim your Boomtown and start, don't let it get too overwhelming, start somewhere, start on Facebook. And if you don't have a personal page, get yourself a personal page because, you need your personal page to build a business page. Or, if you don't have an Instagram, maybe start there. Start somewhere, start small, and then kind of build from there. Because to Liz's point, yeah, it kind of you might feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose, but that's just take it one step at a time. I think everything else will fall into place.
That's right. Kristen Cole says that her #1 marketing secret is to start with one thing at a time. Just focus on one thing. Yep. Yeah. And then take inventory of what you're already doing. This might be a really good time actually to go on and take inventory. Where are we spending those marketing dollars? Where are we spending that time? Maybe write out that budget. and what do we want that to look like in 2022. I'm really excited that everybody's here. This is a great time for planning everything out. This is the brainstorming moment. What are we excited about? What do you enjoy doing? Right? This is a business of relationships and networking. Communicating is a huge part of that. What do we enjoy about that? Anyone?
I love all the likes and the comments. I mean, it's kind of egotistical, but it's when you have something that you see works, it's just like, okay, how do we implement that down the road again and make it feel different? You know it's going to work. You've seen the results.
Yeah.
So I like breaking through on one of those, and it could be anything from something silly to, something informative. It's always shocking to me what works.
Yeah, engagement.
Yes.
It feels so good, especially after coming out of, we're on year 2 of COVID,
Yes.
right? I read this, was it a podcast or did I read it? It was this thing called The Death of Social Media. And they were saying, their headliner was phenomenal. They were saying that social media is irrelevant now. And I thought that was a bold statement. So I'm like listening, what do you mean? And they said, it's not a digital network anymore. It's literally a social platform. The screen between us has gotten so thin that literally I'll have a conversation on Facebook, Instagram, 1 minute, and then see those people the next minute, and it'll pick up where it left off. There's no line where it leaves off on a digital world and then picks up in the real world at this point right now, where it used to be so separated, right? It used to be really, really foreign. So thinking of social media in general as literally a social extension of yourself and a closer reach to the people around you. I have conversations with people literally all over the world on a regular basis, and I stay close with them. It's so cool, right? Because it's right there. So that was their point, is that the digital screen has just gotten so thin. It's literally like a film between us. So I think that that's awesome. It creates great opportunity. It's powerful. With that power comes great responsibility. And that's what we're going to talk about in our next class, which is social media and digital marketing etiquette. What's appropriate and what's not, when it's appropriate, and the laws, rules, and regulations that come along with real estate. So we'll talk about that in the next class. I know that is like an area where that holds a lot of people back, right? I get questions all the time. Am I allowed to post this? What's the rules here when I'm marketing this piece? Like, what do I need to make sure I'm looking out for? What needs to be branded where? So that's what we'll talk about in the next class, so that you feel good and comfortable about everything that you're posting before we dive into the social media part and getting our messages out there. Sound good? Fun! Any more questions for me? That went so much faster than I expected. I talked really fast. For anyone watching online, if you want, or anyone in here too, if you want a copy of these slides, let me know. I did pass out the Silver Creek Tech Stack here in the classroom. If you ever want a copy of this, come by my office or hit me up and I can email it to you. I'm really excited for these classes moving forward, because towards the end of everything, once we kind of have our platform underneath us, creating those plans it's the fun part. It's my favorite part for sure. So with that, I'll let you go. Thanks, guys.
So Liz, do any of these classes actually teach you about Instagram, for instance? I am really bad at Instagram. Or
Yeah.
is there another class that I need to go out and watch and learn more about
No.
how to do all that?
So the marketing series, so class number 1, this is helpful. Class number 1 is marketing fundamentals and all of the options, right? We're laying out all the puzzle pieces. On the 8th next week, we'll talk about our rules and regulations, what's allowed, what's not allowed, what's required, and how we like to see things here at Silver Creek for business purposes. Then we'll talk about brand development, you as a person, what your brand needs to look like, or what's in a brand, or how you can develop yourself to look and feel different than the person next to you. to convey the messages of your brand, right? We'll also talk about your target audience in that class. Email marketing is next in the Tribune, and then we'll go right into Canva, and that is November 29th is Canva, and then we'll go Facebook, Instagram, social media and posting plan, and then our 2022 marketing plan is on January 3rd.
Okay,
That
so
makes
this
sense.
goes into December too.
Into December, January 3rd, yep, is where we create our full-on 2022 marketing plan.
Perfect.
Yep, right in the beginning. Yeah, so Facebook and Instagram are the only social media platforms we'll talk about.
Okay.
We were talking about LinkedIn before, and then I've done a YouTube class in the past. That was overwhelming for everyone, so we backed off of the YouTube part, and I'll let you do that on your own if you'd like. And then we'll talk about LinkedIn a little bit in the email marketing section if you do have a LinkedIn, how to pull those emails, but otherwise those are the two we'll cover.
Okay.
Have you found any marketing efforts around TikTok to be useful?
Yes, let's see. I personally am not a fan of TikTok, and it's only because I don't like the business.
Yeah.
But as far as people using it, I mean, people are using it. The thing is, it's young people. It's like a young generation. So if it matches your audience, then go nuts. It's also, I mean, a year ago, they would say it's a platform that's just starting to pick up. So you can set yourself apart easily. But TikTok has actually kind of veered its way into an educational piece, right? Like you learn a lot of weird things on TikTok, like really cool things. So if you can position yourself as a real estate expert, I mean, I think you're investing your time for the next 5 years when you're on TikTok because it's 20-year-olds on that platform. But you're also, I mean, you could set yourself apart. If it's fun and you like doing it, it doesn't hurt. It also is a content creation platform. So from there, you can put it on Instagram and Facebook, and then you're covering all your bases. Once again, it's a different audience than all three of those. So if that's where you like creating your content, I would never tell you not to do it. If you're not interested in it, it's not necessary. Yeah.
And you also find that, through your Instagram, through your Facebooks, they have these reels.
Yes.
And they have these live feeds or whatever have you. So maybe not necessarily TikTok, but the Reels platform, if you will, has kind of made an emergence as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 30 seconds, maybe even less, 15 seconds to really catch somebody and kind of wow them, or have them pay attention, or whether it's something on the video face page or whatever have you, right? So like Liz was saying, there's opportunity there. It's whether or not you kind of want to swim in that pool for a little bit and
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And video is king.
Yes.
Video is everything. When we talk about communication in general, written communication is obviously a really great way to get your message across, but our attention span has gotten so minute that sitting and reading a paragraph that I could speak out loud in 20 seconds and keep people's attention in an entertaining manner is actually going to stick better. It's going to be better received, and I have more control over more things because it's visual communication in combination with the written. I mean, in these platforms, you can also have the written word and the spoken word. So you're actually coming at them in 3 directions, if that makes sense. So that's why video is so effective. If you're not on it, and if it makes you miserable, then there's things that you can do to get around it. But if there's any inkling of you that wants to try the video portion of things, jump in, just go for it. And I'll tell you, it gets easier and easier as you go. Honestly, 2 weeks of practice and you'll be a pro. Sometimes when I get nervous about doing a video, I'll actually record it every morning until I know I have to do it. So it feels more natural. But it all comes with practice. Any other questions? Make sure we don't have any questions on here. My email is liz@silvercreekrealty.com. liz@silvercreekrealty.com. Shoot me an email if you want to see slides. If you have any questions, the whole class calendar is on all of these classes. So when you go register on Monday, you'll see all 9 classes laid out for you. And then if you're dying to see something, like if we need to do a how to do a selfie video class, we absolutely can add that on in January. I don't know if I'll teach it, but but we can do it. Cool. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I'm actually going over to get my sign ordered down.
Oh,
Because I
sweet.
have a really dumb question and I apologize.
Oh no, no questions are dumb
Oh, you're
questions.
just gonna wait.
No, do you want me to actually close off it?
No,
you're good.
In what, $35, right?
And I don't know if I do
I'd
this for
say
MLS.
just, yeah, just make the
but
shift.
if I had,
You know, I mean,
I'm
it
having a
depends,
listing,
right? If you're talking
so,
about like
you know,
thousands
how
of
people
cars,
share
if
it
you're
on
talking about
Facebook
a couple
and
hundred or 100 or so,
click on it and it
I
automatically
would
goes
just
there.
make the shift.
Do you have to have
especially, you know,
IDX from a
you know,
website or
that's
can
what
you
you
just
need
go
to do.
from,
I need to.
like, how do you just copy and paste the link?
That's
Or-
what I would do.
I'm going over to.
I mean, to your
look at
Facebook
the
page.
couple colors.
Like if you want your
I
MLS.
don't know if I put you on the email or
You
not.
want your
but
listing
the lady
put on your
did,
Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the best way to do this is the concept of the organic funnel, right? Because you want them to go to your personal
I don't have
website.
mine set up yet.
Oh, go set it up. It's so
Liz
fast.
give me her feedback.
I don't even have a head sheet.
That's okay.
Yeah, no.
That's okay. The thing is, it's going to be what is it?
So,
Silver Creek Realty
She-
dot.
So this would be a sign.
Is it
It would be
Liz
like
forward slash
24 by
Okay.
36.
copy of the names and the URL. So the URL is yours,
Or
and
the
everything
purple.
that's generated from that goes back to you.
Which one would
And
you
that's
I
why that's
would
such an important
do
thing.
Okay.
Because everybody, when they're searching for that real estate,
I mean,
when they
look at it
inquire,
in a
the
science
inquiry goes to
standpoint,
your
right?
email,
Driving
not
down
Silver
the road,
Creek's
what is
email,
gonna catch your
not
eye
somebody
more?
else's, space.
So, okay.
We'll
that's
jump
what
up,
Liz
jump
said
onto the
too.
back end of
That looks clean.
Toolbox.
But it
Go into
almost,
the marketing tab
there's
under
nothing that catches my eye
Boomtown.
about it.
Okay.
And it's a step by
I
step,
would-
1, 2,
I would
3 on how to
personally
claim your
do
So I'm
Boomtown
going
site.
to
It's
look
very
to see
easy.
what their
Okay,
purple,
I'll get
what
that
it looks
done
like.
today.
Look at
Yep,
this one.
do that first thing,
So
and
I'm
then from
excited
there,
about it.
you'll
Do you
have a
like the
website.
layout?
Yeah, no.
And we'll
it's
go,
probably
let's-
some-
I'll
it's
show you
probably
right here.
something.
You wanna come around?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah. My daughter's like the
So,
white,
I almost,
Silver Creek.
but
I almost.
SilverCreekRealty.com. So your URL is gonna be a little bit
the
different,
important concepts you can
but
see.
it's gonna
This
look like
pops
this.
more,
They
I
all
think.
look the same, okay?
And that pops, so
Um,
that's what you
Yeah,
want.
I
So
think
go
that's-
on
This is
here,
cool.
and then
I
you're
like
going
this
to look
logo.
for your listing. What is the
It
address?
pops more there,
12309
but I don't know.
West
I do
Virginia.
like the purple too.
I
It's
would go
coming
with
soon
that
right now.
personally.
Oh, okay, so it's not on there yet.
Okay.
Good, so we have time.
My two.
So we're gonna just go,
cents.
we're gonna take any.
How's things been going with you?
Good, good, you
This
know,
one.
probably be in the
So
Boise office
if
in
this
the
is your listing,
next
if
couple
this is
weeks.
12309,
Do Monday,
you'll
Tuesday
just
over
click
there.
on this just like
And
that,
then, yeah,
and go to the actual page of
Wednesday,
it.
Thursday,
You're gonna come up
Friday,
here,
I'll be here.
copy,
upstairs, so this is
Command C
about
or
five.
copy.
Yep.
Well, for right now, I'm
You're
going
gonna go
upstairs.
to your.
But yeah, no, everything was good. It's kind of crazy. It's already November. And,
No, I'm not gonna take it to my website.
That and it's gonna populate nicely. So then you'll go
Just-
here,
just
preferably a business page.
almost
If
4
you
months.
don't have a business page yet, that's fine. You'll paste it in here and it'll populate really, really nice.
Yeah,
With
no,
those
it's
details.
been pretty. It's
And then
been
you
pretty
can
rad
actually
so far,
delete
so.
this. Once it's populated, it'll keep it automatically.
But,
And
you
you
know,
can
another
say
opportunity,
just
another-
posted and whatever you want in here, right? And then that'll go to your post. So when they click that, it doesn't go back to a random page, it goes back to your website.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then later I can do, if I want, because what I'd like to do
Miss
is
you.
is eventually do
I know,
a,
but-
and I'll get all this set up today, but
Oh, 100%.
I like it.
do you like, I don't know what it's called,
No, so.
page where I
Okay.
can put it out
All right, good to see you.
for an ad for like a relocation guide, and then say somebody from a different state, and then have them automatically,
Back to your website.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, like a squeeze page. Absolutely.
And is that something that part of the tech hour is for, or is that just for physical
You can do tech
hardware,
hours.
software stuff?
Yeah, you can go, you mean like the how-to part of it?
Mm-hmm.
George and Race can definitely help you set up your Boomtown and things like that at Tech Hour. Yeah.
Well, I can do that. I just meant as far as if I ever have any little questions like this on how to do, they're basically just setting up things and doing hardware, software versus, you know, how do I do an ad on Facebook or something where I can have a relocation guide and then have them funnel it back to my webpage.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. So I I'm not normally going to be here on Wednesdays moving forward, but DJ will be. And for questions like that, those are the marketing department questions, right?
Okay, yeah.
If George and Race, or if Race and Daniel can't answer that question, generally they just walk down and ask us.
Okay.
But I might actually have you start going to Tech Hour
Sounds great.
for technical questions like this, because as we do these marketing classes, more questions are going to be coming up.
For sure.
So that will be really beneficial, I think, maybe to have you in there,
Okay.
and then we can just refer everybody to that Tech Hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure they know most of the answers, but for those more marketing geared questions, yeah, that'd be really helpful to have you
Yeah.
there.
Okay,
100%.
excellent.
So yeah, now the answer is
That'll
yes.
be available.
Tech Hour's the answer.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
All
no
right.
problem. Thank you for
Thanks
coming.
for coming in.
Yeah, and DJ, really quick, what do
Yeah.
you charge for like logo? I have an idea of what I want, but
Sure.
what do you charge for logo?
So it starts at, let me pull it up for you.
Okay.
I can email it to you as well. So, this is your branding tag. So you have your primary logo. So it's essentially, you get everything, you get things that you need for online feature, your business cards, flyers, signs, whatever, banners,